Come on, get them shackles off him. Poor sod can't eat proper.
Dunno, I'm not sure I like that. What if he runs for it? He's worth a heap of coin.
Ah, bollocks. Been holding him a week, hasn't tried a thing. Why he up and bolt now? Matter of fact, got to thinking. What did a sweet, gentle chap like him do to get the Queen of Zericania so riled?
She's a shrew, that's what. Queen and witch in one. Worst of both worlds.
Enough about her. What do you say to one more of your tales? While we toss down some cards.
Ah, why not? And since you mentioned one queen... The year 1267. War hung in the air, its scent palpable. The mighty empire of Nilfgaard stood poised, greedily eyeing the northern realms just across the Yaruga. In light of the threat, the realm sovereigns met in summit. They made declarations, pledged fraternal assistance, forged alliances. And then, in good spirits, dispersed. Among them, Neve, Queen of the Twin Realms Lyria and Rivia. Know the name? Heard her beauty extolled? Justly so. Remarkable she was. Not for her graceful exterior, but for her persistence and courage. Where was I? Ah. As the Queen and her retinue neared her capital, Count Caldwell appeared. In Neve's absence, the Count was to have helped her son, the youthful Prince Willem, run the Twin Kingdoms. Caldwell had clearly ridden hard. Drops of perspiration dangled from his whiskers, his neck red and chafed from a ruff, starched stiff.
Hail, Your Majesty! Delighted to see you in good health. The summit, it ended fruitfully, I hope?
Yes, at its end, letters were exchanged, documents signed. Paper. Time will tell of what value. That will suffice as cordialities go, Caldwell. Tell me what's happened, for I sincerely doubt sheer longing prompted you to ride out.
Indeed, Your Grace. Another circumstance inspired me to do so. The strays of Sparla, the bandits, I was to tend to during Your Grace's absence. The situation's gotten out of hand, I fear.
Steady, Caldwell. Come now. Deep breath. All right. Speak. What has happened? Be precise.
As Your Grace ordained, I set out and was nipping at the bandits' tails for long. We pursued for weeks, until scouts returned, having sighted the strays' camp in the forest near Locheren. We waited for nightfall, to surprise them as they slept. Alas, it proved a ruse. We found the tents empty, straw-stuffed dummies round the fire. Soon, we learned that as we waited for the sunset, the strays had snuck away, rounded our positions and ridden to Hawksburn.
I beg your pardon, my lord. The tax collectors. That is where they station.
So the gold? All of it?
It's stolen, Your Grace, but I shall do all in my power to recover it. This I vow. If it be your grace's wish.
After weeks in the saddle, your grace's wishes are modest. A hot bath and a night's sleep in her own bed. Yet, they shall have to wait. I must look personally to this matter. Your force, Caldwell, I will now command. You... send a herald to Hawksburn. They must prepare for the Queen's arrival. Air the rooms, dust off the porcelain. Make certain they do it. Do you see now, Reynard? I believe I foretold it would be thus. My son wasn't ready in the least to rule an entire country.
I confess, Prince Willem has much to learn yet.
Yes. And very little time.
Thought it were bandits riding in. Look. They stretched her over a fire till she told them where she buried her gold.
Count Caldwell rode at the column's head, scanning its flanks with a wary eye that, despite his advanced age, proved very sharp indeed.
Your Majesty! Bandits! There! At the tree line!
The Count's footmen, unaccustomed to escorting their queen, sought to shield her with their bodies and assumed a tight formation to do so. They were promptly knocked aside as Meave charged headlong at the bandits, brandishing her blade and bellowing a ferocious cry.
Attack! Charge!
About slings, they hide well.
To attack the Queen? An outrage!
Your Grace, the men await. You must lead to begin the attack.
Give me a target.
The chase is on!
There's a tighter ring.
Salt of the earth, they are, your grace. They'd follow you into fire. You need simply say the word.
I shall teach you to respect the crown, you dogs!
Look out! Seek cover! We are bombarded!
If you insist.
Aye.
The strays took tail and run! Yes! Our victory is assured! Sound the horns! May they sing praises of this triumph for ages!
The battle's not yet done. It is better to conserve our strength. Prepare for a strike that will prove decisive. Battle formation! Protect the Queen!
Should have listened to me old lady.
Ever have a storm knock out one of your teeth?
This harvest will be reaping black-clad heads. Arbalist at your command.
That hit the white of an eye from half a league away.
I congratulate you on your latest victory, Your Grace. The bandits stood not a chance.
Matters seem indeed to have gotten out of hand, to put it mildly.
Meve said, arms crossed atop her shining breastplate.
They've grown bold. Doubtless after the raid on the manor, the tax collectors. I've not heard of an ambush on the high road afore.
Caldwell explained, avoiding his liege's wrathful gaze.
Enough, Caldwell. We must put things right. Come!
The Queen's retinue set out, cavalry in front, infantry and arbalists close behind, and, following in the rear, the bandits, bound in chains.
Ah, I do adore this prospect.
Yes. Lyria, the Pearl of the North. With its hills and dales. Why, it... matched only by that of its queen.
After 3 weeks in the saddle, I've my doubts, Count. We shall pitch camp here. Our soldiers need respite. A spell of it they deserve. A bit of respite, Reynard?
Yes. But if you've any new orders, Your Grace, I can be ready at any...
At ease, Reynard. At ease. Don't you find it wearisome sitting alone? Wouldn't you prefer another's company? Swapping tales with the innkeep, even?
Your concern, I most appreciate, Your Grace. But I prefer silence.
Has it always been thus with you? Ever a man apart?
Quite the contrary, Your Grace. As a youth, I gloried in company, delighted in conversation.
So what was it that changed you?
That delight nearly cost me my head. But do you truly not know the tale, milady? How I came to be your departed husband's aide?
I don't, but would gladly hear it.
I had but 20 winters behind me when I enlisted. Yet I was granted the rank of lieutenant from the start, not by merit, but by birth. The respect of veteran officers, both my peers and seniors, that they could not grant, nor did I deserve it. To earn that respect became my driving aim, and to seem wise beyond my years, I began spouting off about the king's decisions. This maneuver Reginald botched, that he failed to think through, and yet elsewhere he'd blundered like a schoolboy.
Talk of that nature could only ever result in misfortune.
It was not long before I was clanking about in shackles. Another officer had reported me. I was charged with lèse-majesté. The court-martial took but a quarter of an hour to deliver verdict and sentence. I was guilty of treason, and the noose awaited me. But Reginald first stayed the execution, then ordered that I repeat every word I'd uttered about his person or deeds. Soaked with sweat, my voice cracking, I did as he ordained. Reginald listened, raptly and silently, and when I'd finished, he declared I was right. He then appointed me his personal aide. A clever lad like you, I can always use at my side.
Indeed. Though hardly sharp himself, wisdom in others Reginald both recognized and heeded.
It was then I swore two things. Firstly...
And you never did. Know what he told me moments before he passed? Trust none of them, Meave. Save Reynard. The old sod was right about that, at least. I thank you for sharing that tale, Reynard. Truly. Alas, I've come to fear Willem might simply not be cut out to be a king, let alone a good one.
A harsh judgment, Your Grace. Let's not be hasty. The prince is but 16 summers to him.
And is thus fully grown. The crown he should be able to bear at his age. Yet I left the land in his care for but a few months, and look what's become of it. Bandits roam and loot unchecked.
We might yet learn of mitigating circumstances. Events beyond his control.
Would that it were so, Reynard. Would that it were so. Elsewise we must hope Ancaeus will demonstrate more wit than his brother. Though I see little chance of that, either. It's time I attended to other matters.
I pay taxes for? To be robbed along the high road, and in broad daylight, no less? Were it not for mandatory merchant routes and stacking rights, why, I'd have gone round, through Sodden. They told me! Lyria's a wild land, lawless, chaotic, a damn disgrace! They told me! Lyria's a wild land, lawless, chaotic, a damn disgrace!
Gods have mercy. Whatever is this filth?
Necrophages. Drawn here by blood scent.
For such vile monstrosities to prowl the high roads of my realm. I won't allow it. Attack!
Broad daylight, with the heat positively sweltering. Have we to do with some manner of sorcery?
We shouldn't exclude the possibility, my lord. And great caution we must exercise.
Raynard, what is this? Some spectre? A Strigger?
I can't be sure, your grace. It's the first I've seen of any such... thing.
One bolt I
need. These carrion eaters. I know them. Appeared on my estate last spring, enticed by the corpses of those of my sheep that fell. Harmless at first, until, that is, they fill their guts. Seemed to become quite powerful then.
Fearsome they look, true. But they bleed just as we do. Onward! Slay the filth!
This harvest, we'll be reaping black-clad heads.
Ah, so fortunate we routed the beasts before they had a chance to gorge.
Give me a target.
Your Grace, yet more come.
They fill their bellies, ma'am. This doesn't bode well. Oh no, not well at all.
Our ballista, your command.
Strong as steers they've grown, and they show no fear.
Frenzied, my lady. It's bloodlust. They lose all instinct to survive, feel no pain whatever. I've witnessed this before.
Your Majesty, we must give ground. Fall back. We can't win. Must minimize our losses. My queen, there is no shame in ceding the field when fortunes turn sour.
Victory must be ours now. We shall not retreat. Arms at the ready. Attack! Look there! Yet another abomination.
Oh, that stench. My salts. Where are my salts?
Armor won't save.
Company! Forward march!
My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me.
The beasts hadn't a chance against us. Victory is ours.
Many trees we've felled, my lady. Mighty have need of them, so take whatever your heart desires.
The masks they wear. Have you seen them? They've fangs, snouts, horns. Like a right proper nightmare.
Your Majesty, I beg of you, thrash them bandits, please. Scared to step out into me own fields, I am.
Soon, Queen and retinue arrived at Hawksburn. The men stationed there they found standing at attention, baking under the blistering noonday sun.
Your Majesty, Count Caldwell.
Stand at ease, Sergeant, and report.
The local peasants we've rounded up in the yard, Your Grace. Expect they might have lent the bandits aid. Yet our courtesy hadn't inspired them. They haven't peeped a word. Might it please Your Grace to summon the hangman? He ties a noose for them, should have them jabbering right quick.
I'll speak to them first.
Your Majesty, for the Queen to question commoners, why, it's simply not proper.
Whom for? I shan't be stripped of crown and titles for it, so no impediment do I see. Lead me to them.
Bow low for your sovereign, Her Majesty, Queen Maeve of Lyria and Rivia.
Ha' mercy, Your Grace. We bear no guilt, we simple folk.
Calm your hearts, good folk. Though your queen I may be, you are subjects, not slaves.
Maeve extended a hand, the royal ring gleaming upon it. Unfamiliar with protocol, a pleb gripped it firmly and gave it a shake as hearty as a good scrub in the tub.
My, we shall be addressing one another by name afore long.
This is an outrage! Guards! Grab him!
I've all in hand, Caldwell.
Forgive me, Your Grace. I'm not accustomed, no-how.
Nonsense. You've a firm grip, a spry handshake, and a bold spirit I can respect. What do they call you, man?
Helmer, son of Florence.
Delighted, Helmer. Now understand me, man. I am in dire straits and in need of your aid. So please, answer my queries in full and forthrightly. The bandits, whom do they follow?
Him, my lady. We've seen him. No name, just an odd title. The Duke of Dogs, they call him.
My, a blue-blood thoroughbred mutt. Where are he and his hounds bound? Did he say?
That recall, Imogen? What do you name? A Gleeton or something?
Clayton. Lord Clayton. His estate lies to the south.
Sound the horns. Have the men form up.
Milady! I've no ire for the Duke. He's a good man. Gave us proper brass for the welcome we gave him. Shared what grub he had.
Shut it, louts. The Queen's had her say. Your Grace, your orders. What are we to do with them?
Leave them be. The harvest draws close. Hard work. They'll have their hands full.
Oh, milady, thanks be to you, thanks be. I pray Mother Melita may watch over your kind heart.
Pray she watches over yours. Should I hear of you sheltering bandits again, of you lying to my officers, I shall return and put torch to every hut, field and orchard. Understood.
Maeve set off toward Lord Clayton's estate at a gallop, her mount knocking the peasants aside as it kicked up a cloud of dust. The folk of Hawksburn spoke of the royal visit long after, albeit ever behind closed doors and in hushed tones.
What is this, Reynard? Bandits attacking royal tax collectors in broad daylight.
They shall pay dearly, your grace.
They shall indeed. And not only they. Rot has crept into Lyria, Reynard. My kingdom has been poorly kept. That rumble. What is it?
Look out! Rock slide!
The bluff crumbles! Fall back! Save yourselves!
Your grace, the wagon. We can use it as cover. Forward. We must move it forward.
The bluff crumbles!
Your grace.
What now?
You're far fewer than I presumed. Summon your comrades, damn it! Chop chop! Before I reach for my whip.
One bolt I need.
Give me a target. Arbalist at your command.
The wagon! Use the wagon now!
We've come through, Reynard. I thank you.
The walls of the temple collapsed. The buttresses doubtless damaged by something.
Or someone. There's naught we can do here. We ride on.
A peasant cart, loaded with a heap of hay, came rattling down the road from the opposite direction.
Clear the road!
Bellowed Count Caldwell, standing in his stirrups.
Make way for your queen!
The peasants obediently turned their cart into the roadside nettles. As she passed, Meave glanced towards it and froze. Atop the hay bale lay a badly wounded man gripped by fever. The thick, sweet stench of rot wafted from his bandaged legs.
Gods. Who did this to him?
Meave asked.
Bandits?
Nay, milady,
replied the cartman.
'Twere a beast. Out to the east, down Wetterton way, lies a boneyard, old as the elves, they say.
The peasant continued.
Clayton was setting snares round about there. Came running back to us, drenched in blood, rattling on about a long-haired wench come climbing out a grave. We's taken him to the good sisters of Melitele here on bridge. Perhaps they can help him.
I'm certain they can. And will,
replied the Queen. Though just looking at the wounded wretch, she knew he'd expire before nightfall.
God speed you on your journey.
The Queen whistled, and her mare resumed its trot.
Shall I send for a witcher, Your Grace?
Caldwell asked.
One of those freaks should make short work of the monster.
Until we apprehend the bandits, I shan't allow a single soul to leave our company. Even on such an important mission as finding a witcher.
Meave replied.
Any who did would be captured at once. But, if fate brings us near Wetterton, perhaps we'll see to this monstrous harridan ourselves.
Your Grace, we've only just fought beasts and scarcely escaped with our lives. This she-beast will take a silver sword. Magic formulae.
Yet a dozen arbalists will have to suffice,
the Queen said, calmly but firmly.
And please, Caldwell, do stiffen your spine a bit. Now onward.
Off to Wetterton, are ye? Bonnet tune that. Just the folk can be on shite. Off to Wetterton, are ye? Bonnet tune that. Just the folk can be on shite.
As they neared Wetterton, the Queen ordered her company to halt. She then sent men to the town for supplies. Those sent returned more quickly than she'd assumed they would, their satchels empty, their mounts foaming at the mouth.
Your Majesty, the townsfolk have gone right mad. Herded all the elves and dwarves at Market Square. 'Tis a slaughter.
The Queen knew well that if she failed to intervene, the town's streets would flow with non-human blood. just as she knew her meager force might not subdue an enraged crowd. After some deliberation, the Queen turned to her force.
Cities and towns I've fought in. Narrow alleys I've seen more difficult to overrun than many a castle. For a handful of arbalists in high windows can wreak great carnage. Losses of a magnitude we cannot now abide.
Maeve's footmen dropped their gazes. They knew the decision their queen had reached. Quickly, they prepared to march. That evening, as Rayner drilled the troops, he found more than a dozen missing. They were the non-humans supporting Maeve's company, dwarven craftsmen, elven scouts and guides, who had disappeared quietly. It was clear to all they would not serve a monarch who held the lives of friends and kin in such low regard.
They should have stayed put neath their mount. We'd not have had no problem then.
In gratitude for the kindness you've shown us, please accept this modest offering. May it yet grow.
The Lyrians entered the graveyard. Crickets chirped in its tall, windswept grass, and lush green moss covered its crumblings. Only a fresh bloodstain upon a mausoleum wall suggested that something disturbed the dead in their rest and hunted the living.
Save your tears, throw off your grief.
An eerie voice sang, its ghastly lament standing Maeve's hair on end.
Soon your life too shall cease. As you pass into the eternal glow.
A pockmarked, pustule-ridden creature crawled out from behind some gravestones. It vaguely resembled a shriveled, hunchbacked hag, until its head split into two halves, forming a tooth-spiked maw.
Attack! Everyone!
This harvest, we'll be reaping black-clad heads. This harvest, we'll be reaping black-clad heads. My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me. Armor won't serve.
Time I taught you some respect.
One boat's all I
What was that filth?
The Queen croaked hoarsely as the dying monster writhed in agony at her feet.
I know not, your grace,
replied Reynard.
But to be safe, I would have the corpse chopped up and burned. Elsewise, we will not be certain it shall not return.
Yes, have it done.
Meve said, brushing her hair from her beaded brow.
But quickly, lest dusk catch us in this foul place.
Soup.
Kneel and pay homage to the gods. You shall be rewarded. Melitele watches over us all, yet you do well to remind her through supplication.
anymore.
Give me a target.
You can try to win them all, but you won't.
Our ballista, your command.
You can try to win them all, but you won't.
Travelling the high road, they heard the bells of a temple to Mother Melitele, situated at some distance. Meve turned towards Reynard.
What have we today? A sacred feast?
Not that I recall, Your Grace.
The Queen's brow darkened, her hands clenched into fists on her reins.
Then they sound the alarm. Follow me!
Stained glass shards glinted in the grass. Bits of down, ripped from quilts, wafted through the air. The priestesses, gathered in the yard, were seeing to wounded pilgrims, setting toppled, oft beheaded or armless statues back on their feet.
What happened here?
The strays of Spala fell upon us.
Sighed the prioress.
Stole the offerings, the monstrances, holy books. My lady, I implore you, come to our aid, recover what's rightly ours.
Ever clever, Meve's scouts soon discovered the bandits' tracks. They led to some thick hazel groves east of the temple. The perfect place to hide, or to lie in ambush.
It's all come clear now. Sabotage. 'Twas the bandits who weakened the walls.
The good mother warned us. Hard times lie ahead.
Wheel ruts. The strays, no doubt. They must be nearby.
Should have listened to me, old lady. Our ballista, your command.
You can try to win them all, but you won't.
Can't take it anymore.
What? Who dares?
Got any victuals? Hungry like a wolf, I am.
I'm a one say.
Again and again and again.
You can try to win them all, but you won't.
Discipline shall bring us victory!
This harvest, we'll be reaping black-clad heads. My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me. There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die. One gold's all I need. Aye. Give me a target.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
Oh, Lyrian lummoxes.
A lesson in humility coming now.
Left, right, left, right. again and again and again.
For Rivia!
Our ballista, your command. Should have listened to me, old lady. This harvest will
Company!
be reaping.
Forward march!
I'm aboard, sir.
Tell me you jest.
Can't take any more.
One bolt I need. Give me a target.
Yes, Your Grace?
It's time I attended to other matters.
The ravaged statues of the Good Mother, how dare they?
The bandits had pitched camp in a nearby wood. Spirits buoyed by the wine they'd stolen from the cloister cellar, the brigands had not posted sentries.
Another round! To the sisters!
Neve's soldiers were eager, insistent. The desecrators would be punished. Yet only the Queen could order the assault.
High time we put these strays on a leash.
Spat the Queen, spurring her horse.
To arms! Follow me!
Tankards clattered.
Surround them!
Left, right, left, right.
Ever cut a lamb? The shank.
Again and again and again.
Looking to dance, mate?
Can't take it anymore.
You can pay the toll in one of two ways. In silver.
Regroup!
This harvest, we'll be reaping black-clad heads.
See if he's had any coin in his pockets. Or his owls.
company! Forward march!
You might have got away had you not been hauling so damn much.
Thing about slings, they hide well.
Got any victuals? Hungry like a wolf, I am.
One bolt I need.
We got a job to do.
Give me a target.
Shh! Cork it!
Surround them!
Again and again and again.
What you looking at?
An army's a waste of time for one like me.
I'll relieve you of that pouch.
My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me.
Stick 'em up! High as the clouds! Now! Regroup!
A time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die.
That hit the white of an eye from half a league away.
Aye.
You can pay the toll in one of two ways. In silver or in blood.
Our ballista at your command.
See if he's hid any coin in his pockets. Or his holes.
Armor won't say.
Shh! Cork it! Gotta get our asses moving.
Keep calm, Tiberius.
Got any victuals? Hungry like a wolf, I am.
Surround them!
For Rivia! What you looking at?
Aye.
I'll relieve you of that pouch.
Our ballista at your command.
Ever have a stone knock out one of your teeth?
Regroup!
Armor won't say.
That bit the white of an eye from half a league away.
Keep calm, Tiberius.
Stick 'em up! High as the clouds! Now!
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
You can pay the toll in one of two ways. In silver or in blood.
One bolt all I need.
See if he's hid any coin in his pockets. Or his owns.
Gotta get our asses moving.
You must sweat like a swine in that jacket.
Ours is not to reason why.
Surround them!
For Rivia! What you looking at?
Give me a target.
I'll relieve you of that pouch.
Arbalist at your command.
That bit the white of an eye from half a league away.
Regroup!
Armor won't say.
Bigger they are, easier they are to tie.
Stick 'em up! High as the clouds! Now! You can pay the toll in one of two ways. In silver or in blood. See if he's hid any coin in his pockets. Or his owns.
pocket. Got any victuals? Hungry like a wolf, I am.
Surround them!
Time I taught you some respect.
Looking to dance, mate?
You can try to win them all, but you won't.
What you looking at?
Discipline shall bring us victory!
Ever have a stone knock out one of your teeth?
Regroup!
Our ballista, your command.
That hit the white of an eye from half a league away. Bigger they are, easier they are to target.
Stick 'em up! High as the clouds! Now!
Armor won't serve.
You can pay the toll in one of two ways. In silver or in blood.
Can't take it anymore.
See if he's hid any coin in his pockets. Or his owns.
relieve you of that pouch.
Ours is not to reason why.
Got a death wish?
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
You might have got away had you not been hauling so
Regroup!
Should have listened to me, old lady. Armor won't save me.
The mist's gonna pass me those lovely earrings? Or do I tear them off myself?
Ever have a storm knock out one of your seats?
Keep calm, Tiberius.
This harvest will be reaping black-clad heads.
Stick 'em up! High as the clouds! Now!
Tell me you jest.
Oh, Lyrian lummoxes.
We got a job to do.
One boat I need.
Shh! Cork it.
Give me a target.
Some bandits on thy road round Dawn. Those that call themselves the Strays.
Off to the nuptials, ma'am. Ought to cross this bridge here, then ride on straight as piss. Off to the nuptials, ma'am. Ought to cross this bridge here, then ride on straight as piss.
You spy that column of smoke? God damn it! Make haste!
As the Clayton estate appeared from behind a tree line, the Queen and all in her retinue knew at once they had arrived too late. A veritable swarm of bandits milled about the yard.
Who have we here? I'll take a gander, lads. The Queen herself has deigned to come and see us.
See you, then kill you.
The strays of Sparla. 'Tis you who lead them. 'Tis you they call the Duke of Dogs.
Aye, 'tis I they dub so, and in other pleasant ways. Prince of Pariahs, Thane of Thieves, Baron of Brigands, and Marquess of Mendacity.
Colourful titles all, yet you omit one. Common cutthroat!
I beg your pardon and cry foul! I am anything but common.
You needn't get excited, Caldwell. Where is Lord Clayton?
Sadly, my lord's no longer with us. Turned us away, you see. Denied us hospitality. A sacred right, after all. Angered the gods mightily, I expect, as he promptly met a tragic end. Fell in the well and broke his neck.
I've heard enough. To arms! Attack!
Lads, what say we throw this queen a ball?
Our ballista, your command.
Yeah, yeah!
Armor won't say.
This could hurt.
Stand back! Do some alchemical concoction!
Well, well, my congratulations.
Watch your heads!
Fuck, our arse is moving.
I'm coming, I'm coming.
No time for that.
One bolt's all I need.
Go, pop, pop.
Can't take it anymore.
We'll catch 'em all!
You must sweat like a swine in that jacket.
Give me a target.
Tell me you jest.
Our ballista, your command.
Bravo, Your Grace. Well played.
I can't say the same for you, I fear. You'd have done better to die in battle. Bound for Lyria now, where the hangman will have his way with you.
Splendid! I've ever wished to see the capital.
Quite certain of yourself, you seem.
Many afore you have braided nooses for me, Your Grace. Yet as you see, my neck's straight as a pike.
My threats are never hollow. And if it's an escape you weigh, well, we've yet to see any man abscond from the dungeons of Lyria Castle.
I'd hope so. For to be known as second just wouldn't be worth the trouble.
Ugh. Take him away.
As soldiers placed the Duke of Dogs in shackles, there was a sudden commotion. A messenger rushed in, sweaty, gasping for air, smelling of smoke and blood. His gaze spoke terror.
Your Majesty, Graces, Nilfgaard's crossed the Yaruga. Black-clad hordes. Villages burn. Folk lie murdered.
Nilfgaard! Gods help us!
They march for Dravagrad. Prince Willem, he can't hope to arrive in time with aid. Help us! You must!
Dravagrad. Blast it all. Listen close, soldier. You're to take a fresh mount, ride hard back to your commander and say the Queen comes to repel the foe.
Your Grace, begging your pardon, our force. We aren't many. Let's send for reinforcements first. Elsewise...
Reynard, I've seen Nilfgaard's trebuchets at work. Should we delay until we're stronger, they'll leave no stone standing in Dravagrad. We must ride for the town at once.
As her men prepared to march, Meve climbed the manor's tower. Smoke rose in columns in the distance. As more black pillars appeared one after the other, she knew they meant another home, another barn, another mill was in flames. Tears welled in her eyes, yet they were tears of anger.
Bastards. If it's war they seek, it's war I shall bring them. Reynard, prepare to ride!
First bandits, now this. Misfortune does indeed come knocking twice.
In hobnailed boots, tramping upon my land. Nilfgaard shall regret this. I swear on all that is sacred and blessed.
Suddenly, Meave's force found itself marching straight towards a Nilfgaardian company. To the Queen's surprise, the invaders did not immediately assume battle formation. They proceeded instead in her very direction without a sign of panic. The man leading the Nilfgaardians was clad in rich robes. He exuded pride and the scent of musk.
I am Traern Vardifir, Your Majesty.
The envoy cracked the seal on a scroll, unfurled it, took a deep breath, and began to read.
I, General Ardal Ebdahi, demand the immediate and unconditional surrender of Lyria and Rivia. Elsewise, I will burn down every city, town, village, and temple, place all your subjects in chains, and your armed men, defeated and captured, I will hang along the roadsides as a warning to all others in the barbarous north.
As the final threat echoed in Meave's ears, the envoy put away the scroll and stood waiting for her answer, a mocking smile on his face. He allowed himself this insolence, believing the immunity accorded diplomats would shield him from any form of royal ire.
I thank you, sir. A sophisticated missive that proves beyond a doubt Nilfgaard's superiority over the culturally backward north.
Answered the Queen in a voice frostier than Mahakam's snow-capped peaks.
To delay this matter I see no reason, so I give you my response to His Excellency. Go ahead and try, Whoreson.
That said, Meave slapped her mount with her reins and galloped away, leaving the Nilfgaardians in dust. Envoy and escort turned to go whence they came, the Lyrians sending them off with a din of whistles and curses.
152, 154.
One bolt.
Hail Hunter!
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
Scrubbing duty again? Oh, gods.
Left, right, left, right. Again and again and again.
Give me a target. This harvest, we'll be reaping black-clad heads.
New orders? No? Ah.
My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me.
God!
Keep calm, Tiberius.
There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die.
Yes.
Destillat Seinfeld!
Wise choice.
Quiet, or the Commissar will hear.
Our ballista, your command.
You can try to win them all, but you won't.
Order!
Company! Forward march!
Brach! Scheiß! In Trade!
Trade!
Off to the front yet again. Must be an important lesson in this. But what?
Oh, Lyrian lummoxes.
I'm of all set.
Keep calm, Tiberius.
One bolt's all I need.
In retreat!
Scrubbing duty again? Oh, gods.
What do you want of me?
El Hunter.
The Commissar will hear. Give me a target. Ballista, your command.
For Rivia!
New orders? No? Ah.
Pay's late. Again.
Must be an important lesson in this. But what?
Got any victuals? Hungry like a wolf, I am.
Wise choice.
Yes.
101, 102, 103.
must sweat like a swine in that jacket.
Again and again and again.
Order!
You can try to win them all, but you won't.
Brach! Scheiß! In trade!
There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die.
Off to the front yet again.
Aye.
Then one day, gazing towards the horizon, the Queen spotted Lyrian banners whipping about in the wind.
At long last,
She said with a smile. Neve resolved to speak with the commander, one Baronet Eldar. It was the first time they met, and the youth very much impressed her. Yet instead of questioning Eldar about the foe's troop movements, Reynard took the conversation down a seemingly irrelevant path.
And how's your father, if I may ask? In good health, I hope?
Yes, though he still nurses that bump he suffered while hunting last winter. Yet he's not one to complain. I'll tell him you asked.
Irritated at the trivial nature of the conversation, Neve gave her horse a dose of her reins and cantered off.
Reynard, this is no time for gossip and pleasantries. We are at war.
Yes, Your Majesty. And in such times, little should be taken at face value. Even a man's name.
Get to the point, Reynard.
Eldar's father died a month past. His son, I venture, should have known as much.
But that means... Oh, the bastard. Impeccable accent, though.
I fear he's rather representative of what we face. Nilfgaardian spies are ever well prepared.
Tell me, how did you know?
He wears no mourning on his armor. Were it not for that, I dare say I might never have guessed. What are your orders, your grace? To observe these Nilfgaardian mummers?
Assemble a force. Tell them to follow our new allies. Observe them closely.
As you wish, your grace.
Reynard's scouts did as ordered, watching the false Lyrians while themselves remaining unseen. Soon after, a scout returned with news that the false Lyrians seemed headed for Rastburg, a castle several leagues to the north.
House, barn, granary. Blackclads burnt it all down. Begged 'em, milady. On hands and knees. They just laughed.
The false Lyrians approached Rastburg Castle. They sought to convince the defenders to open the gate. As their commanders negotiated with the commander on the ramparts, the remaining infiltrators crouched hidden behind a wall, awaiting the signal to rush forth.
Time for Baronet Elder to join his falsely claimed father.
Muttered the Queen.
Follow me!
They found us! Säga dat du vid!
Alba!
I'm a war sailor. They found us! Säga dat du vid!
Tu vid i gloire! For Rivia!
Wait!
Armor won't save them.
Keep calm, Tiberius.
One boat's all I need. Give me a target.
Exzellent Zweifel!
Our ballista, your command.
El Herzer.
Yes. Exzellent Zweifel!
Discipline shall bring us victory! El Herzer.
Tell me you jest.
Off to the front yet again.
The Kommissar will hear. Brach! Scheiß! In! Zwei!
What the devil is going on? Where are our reinforcements? Why does Willem not ride out to face the foe? Relieve besieged towns?
I can't say, Your Grace. We haven't had a single scroll from the Prince.
Gods be damned. I've the impression I'm alone in fighting the Blackclads.
Keep a keen watch. Heard the thunder of hooves from the highway. Cries ferocious in a forest. Beware, Melly. Keep a keen watch. Heard the thunder of hooves from the highway. Cries ferocious in a foreign tongue.
Neve's retinue was riding through a narrow gully when a shrill cry cut the air.
And van den Order!
The gully came alive, and soldiers in black armor rushed forth. A cry in turn went up and down Neve's ranks. Ambush!
defensive formation!
101, 102, 103.
There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die.
Huh. 152, 154.
Again and again and again.
Tuvi ni gloire!
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
Can't take it anymore.
Alba!
Oh, Lyrian lummoxes.
Armor won't serve.
Brach! Scheiß! In! Zwei!
Lyria!
Off to the front yet again.
Time I taught you some respect.
One boat. Give me a target.
Quiet! What a commissar will hear. Brach! Scheiß! In! Zwei!
Our ballista, your command.
A highly curious case. Egreto dum anime est, spes est.
Tell me you jest.
I want them taken alive! I need answers!
After the skirmish, the Queen's troops brought several Nilfgaardian prisoners before her. Reynard, who had the best command of their mongrel tongue, interrogated. His first question? How many battalions were marching on Dravograd?
Kes, Zagdran, ep Dravograd, ven.
The prisoners whispered feverishly, then one spoke on their behalf. They would answer no questions until the Queen pledged to free them in return. Ignoring the objections of her retinue, Meve pledged what the soldiers wished. They, in turn, admitted their commander had pushed forward ahead of the army's core force. He now awaited reinforcements that would let him take Dravograd. The prisoners claimed these units would march through the village of Turnifen.
To lay there in ambush. Hold them. They could not join forces.
Reynard whispered, leaning in towards the Queen.
We would gain the advantage for the decisive battle.
Meve had obtained invaluable information, while the prisoners would gain their freedom. Or so. The Queen listened closely to the prisoners, nodding many times. Then she simply said,
"Hang them."
As they were dragged away, the prisoners shouted, protested, cursed the Queen, to exactly no avail. Meve simply could not risk their betraying her position as easily as they'd betrayed their commanders. That day, Meve demonstrated she would show the invaders no mercy. The Lyrians marched off, strengthened in their resolve, prepared to fight to the death.
Blackclads trampled my son, your majesty. You saw him walking along the road. He didn't slow, not one bit. My lady, I've nae much, but I'll gladly give me last coin for the cause. For vengeance.
Meve's force made its way to the place the prisoners had indicated, a quaint village named Turnifen. Meve could not let this opportunity pass. The Nilfgaardians marched on, oblivious to the threat. As soon as they found themselves within range, she signaled her arbalists to loose their bolts, then led her cavalry in a charge.
At them! Follow me! Geon!
spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me.
$152, $154.
Left, right, left, right.
Scrubbing duty again? Oh, gods.
If you insist.
Again and again and again. Army's a waste of time for one like me.
New orders? No? Ah.
Discipline shall bring us victory!
There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die. Aye. Lyria! One bolt all I need. Give me a target.
That was not in the spell books.
Can't take it anymore.
Our ballista, your command.
El Hatter.
Off to the front yet again.
El Hatter.
What do you want of me?
Yes.
You must sweat like a swine in that jacket.
My prescription, a bit of bloodletting. A highly curious case.
Splendid! One last push now! Not a blackclad to remain within sight of Dravagrad!
Thus Meve led her force to victory. Historians would later term this encounter the Battle of Turnifen. Those Nilfgaardians who survived it spoke of a terror on the field. A woman warrior in gilded armor spattered with blood, her blows so powerful as to pierce the heaviest breastplate, the thickest buckler. The Lyrians now set off toward Dravograd, buoyed by the vision of their foe expecting reinforcement.
The Blackclads may outnumber us, but we're the more cunning, with the wit!
Niamh and company passed by a village evidently pillaged by the Nilfgaardians. From afar they had heard cries, but as they drew near they recognized them not as cries of grief, but as cursing, cries of anger.
Give him a proper walloping, the scoundrel!
Mercy, good folk! I've done nothing wrong!
The villagers stood gathered near the hamlet's center, surrounding an elf, bloodied and cowering. Stones in hand, the peasants threatened and cursed him. The Queen demanded an explanation. A ruddy-faced blacksmith stepped forth and spit.
A Nilfgaardian spy the horse and is, your majesty. He's the one brought him here to raise the village. He's got to hang.
The other villagers agreed with the smith. The elf fell at the Queen's feet and grovelled.
Have mercy, Dren. Save your loyal subject. They lie. They fault me only as I am an elf.
Whence this certainty of his guilt? Have you any proof?
Asked Niamh.
Did anyone see him communing with the foe? Did he hold any coin with a foreign stamp?
The villagers eyed Niamh angrily, their hands clenched into fists. Yet none dared utter a word in protest.
Know this. The Blackclads need no reason to pillage our homes. Now stand aside and let this wretch go.
The elf tearfully thanked the Queen, then begged her not to leave him behind. Instead, he pleaded vehemently to join her retinue.
Your most noble grace, please, I beg you. As soon as you're gone, the Dwan will hang me from the nearest tree.
So be it,
said the Queen after a moment's consideration.
Find the quartermaster. He's to put you to work. And now we march.
The villagers gazed with hatred as the company left the hamlet.
You've shown yourself to be merciful, milady. Feared the Blackclads won't be so inclined. Not in the least.